look great.
Closed open.
Closed. No, just whatever you want.
Is that certainty?
Little thimbles. Ding. Nicely done, Miss Ann.
Yes.
Fridays, we start wearing black. So killers. And you guys look really good in black because we're ninjas. Process ninjas. Okay, that was what's the method of that Jackie Chan? There's like a drunken monkey, fighting. That's what it looked like. Oh, I don't know. It's from Bruce Lee probably did it. Different
I
guy.
didn't know the difference for a long time. Well, not that long.
Where should we begin?
So much greatness.
So much to talk about, so much excitement. Travis Brinkle, ladies and gentlemen. This is Travis. If you haven't met him yet, you know who he is soon. Recognition. Let's start with the recognition. Ansel Simmons, 3 policies yesterday.
Hey.
Over 7,000 for the week, and that includes a day with 0 policies, right? Let's connect the dots of all the things that we talk about. It's not a one-day thing. It's not a one-call thing, right? It's all week long, knowing that if we trust the process and we're doing the things that require 0 sales talent, staying focused and getting after it, it will come, right? Even if you have a day with 0. It's a lot harder to keep going and keep building that rhythm with that day with 0 because it's frustrating, right? You stay in the game, you keep going, good things happen. Elaine, also in 3 days, over 5,600. I don't know if she's on the call or not. Great job, Elaine. Really, really good job. And Mike, logged in, boom, policy. Not even out of training yet. Real good job, Mike.
Did you think the call was fake?
So fun story. When Ann took her first call and closed it, she thought it was a planted call. Like, you guys are just trying to make me feel good, right? I'm like, no, you're good at this. We don't get a whole lot of time. So I'm excited about tomorrow. So let's real quickly, tomorrow, 5 o'clock, Top Golf. Everyone's aware of that, knows. Okay. I'm excited about stuff like that because there's so much significance to the energy that gets created in a team when you step away from the place that you're always in, right? So it's going to be a great time, but it got me thinking too that during the day, I don't know how well you guys get to know each other. So we'll talk about you a little bit. Today we'll talk about Ansel. I don't know how many of you guys have had a chance to sit or talk with Ansel, just to get to know him. Impressive man, all right, with some interesting stories. One of which is he was in, if details are wrong, jump in, China teaching English during when COVID first happened there. And he's living in a high rise, goes downstairs to go to work, and there's dudes, military guys with guns in the lobby, right? Imagine being in a foreign country, especially like about as far away from where your home is as can possibly be, and walking downstairs to that. How did that feel, Ansel? Crazy.
Never experienced anything like it.
And then the quarantine was a little bit different than our quarantine,
Definitely.
right? What was, you want to go to the grocery store, what'd you have to do?
You had to show your passport, visa, everything. You go out. Once you come back into the apartment building, you can't go out for the next 2 days. So, never been on lockdown like that.
And, at that time, especially, had no idea what it was, right? All you knew was a thing that, what's going on? Interesting. How'd you get to China, briefly to teach English? That's like...
I had experience teaching prior to, taught in Korea for 5 years, so that kind of led to it. Ended up getting a TEFL certification. I was in business the majority of my life, after college, and find out how to get my TEFL certification. I went to travel, had a Korean love,
That'll do it. The ladies, the right lady you go to Korea for.
Don't tell Jody though.
That's his fiance.
Also, the wrong lady you'll go to Korea for. To realize, oh, not the right lady. You being in Korea may have been the first sign that maybe not so much. Mindset. All of us, our mindset, everyone, is hugely important. I am fascinated by learning how you guys think. And in doing so, I can see all the reasons why you're great and all the things that potentially can hold us back, which we all have. Ansel, again, mindset. What's your mindset going into a day, walking out there to do our job, to make money? What's your mindset going into it?
First starts with my wife. I love my old lady. I want to make sure she's taken care of. I don't like the job she's on. I don't like the way her manager talks to her. I'm going to provide something for her to elevate. We're both starting school again this January, so it starts from there. I want to pull her out of that. I know she has the potential to be a dynamic financial planner and help, other people. So I want to provide her the money to do that, the capital to do that. So that's the mindset when I come in here every day. That's why I push myself so hard. Sometimes I beat myself up. But last week when you got me thinking about what Bruce Lee said, being like water. Water can take on any form, like this canteen. It can be carved through terrain, and once it gets to the delta where it's connecting, it never ends. That water keeps flowing. You have me, recollect on that. I love Bruce Lee, just going back and just looking at what water does, and just having that constant flow. That's what I want to do when I come in here. Also, water provides vitality for everything around you. So you're adding value to the people you're talking to. You're adding value to the people that are around you, feeding off of each other. And we have a dynamic team that's doing that. You guys keep me upbeat, especially in. Yeah,
No.
that's pretty much it.
So, feel. If you feel that, that's some serious. That's some good stuff right there. I mean, I feel like you're getting me in the preacher mode right now. I'm like water, and the water's going down the stream, and it provides vitality. I mean, how awesome is that, right? And just to piggyback, there's nothing that holds as much information as water. There's information, right? That water, and we're pretty much made up of it, right?
70%.
That's good stuff. So. Great synchronicity with the Bruce Lee thing, by the way, because I didn't know that you were even aware of who he was. I mean, he's famous, so I figured you were, but I didn't realize that day.
It's the first trip I took.
To Bruce Lee's house, right?
Really?
I mean, that's pretty.
The statue right up in the desk. That's cool.
Be like water. Mindset can take you and put you in a place that Ansel just put us all in, right? Or it could take you the other way, right? It's has no predisposition, right? It's like the soil. Whatever you plant will grow. If you plant something that's poisonous, it's going to grow that plant. So mindset can take you the other way if we're not aware of it. And hearing other people's mindsets, for me anyway, it helps give me perspective, because I'll catch myself too far into a thing on details or beat myself up about it or not getting so. And whoa, calm down. And that's why I'm so excited about all of you. You guys are all very unique in here for a purpose that is bigger than final expense. So, do we think about what our mindset is, or do we just move through our day? And if I ask you what your mindset was right now, you could give me something, kind of. Because Ansel obviously has thought about that, right? That is not, I walk through the door and, okay, I'm here, we gotta get to work today. He's thinking about that at home. And not necessarily here, right? But he knows what he needs to do here, and he's visualizing it, he's seeing it. And when he does the thing he knows he can do, it's going to make the thing he wants to provide more possible, right? That's awesome, man. Visualization is part of mindset, right? What do you want? Why do you want it? Tell me more. Tell me more. Right? Eventually you get down to the core of whatever the thing is. I hope so anyway. Nelson, how's your mindset?
Like, hasn't come in today, like,
Whatever comes. I mean, right now, how's your mindset? How you feeling?
ready to go. I'm ready to go. I wake up every day. I give my daughter a kiss.
It's the cutest
Cuddle her a
freaking
little
daughter
bit.
ever.
Well, honestly, she's a climber, so she wakes me up. She'll climb on top. We have like two mattress. We have a box spring and a mattress, and another box spring under that. I don't have a bed. My bed spring broke, like the box that you put under it.
So
So we got two box springs, and she stands on top of one of the box springs and like starts tugging on my blanket and pulling on my hair. So that's how I wake up every morning. And I got her face right behind my screen. That's my main motive. It wasn't always, obviously, because I'm only 10 months into fatherhood. But same thing that Ansel is trying to accomplish is something that I had the opportunity to accomplish. And now I'm watching my wife my fiance, as she proceeds to enter multiple journeys. And it's a good thing. It's a roller coaster, but it's a good thing.
Relationships. She's gonna be there tomorrow. Beautiful family. Mike,
Yes, sir.
why have you been the best at everything you've done up until now?
Probably my competitive nature. I just, whatever I set my mind to, I want to be the best at it. You know, kind of like you said, if you can do something, give me some time, I'll replicate that and eventually be better than it. So.
It's not exactly how I said it, but it's pretty damn close. It's pretty damn close, right? And I meant to actually thank you for bringing that up, because that competition is a mindset that can drive you to be great or mess you up, drive you crazy, right? If it's healthy, which what Mike said is healthy, is somebody in here doing it? If they can do it, I can do it. Let me figure out why they are the best, and then I'm going to beat you. It has nothing to do with you. Whatever you do, I'm going to beat it by just like one. It doesn't matter, right? But the competition drives him to be the best. And I meant to mention that with Ansel because I see it. And what's really amazing about this mindset is it takes a lot of work. This isn't a sale that you come in for 30 minutes of training because it's a 90-second pitch and you got to get 50 of them a day to make money. Like, okay, I got it. Now it's just about pure will and my ability to do the same thing over and over and over and over and over. And that's a skill in of itself, a special one. But this is different. This, you got to learn to be an insurance agent. You got to learn the process. You got to learn the carriers. You got to learn how to move through and deliver the process while simultaneously doing other things. And then you start to understand all of the little things that are all the in-betweens with the process, right? The real importance of rapport, the reason why it's placed where it is, but how it also gets done all the time. Oh man, Andrew, just make it easy. It's not easy. It's not easy. But when we get it, Claire, just starting to boom, boom. When you get the rhythm of hitting on the spots, especially that are not tangible, feeling, imagining, praising, certainty and decision, authority, active listening, being fully present for the entire call, you start to realize why we say trust the process. Trust the process, trust the process, trust the process. Andrew, that's getting cliche. Good, right? Cliches are cliches because they're so right. People keep on saying them. Trust the process. When you do that, the mindset can be total focus. I know what I have to do, and in the next 10 seconds, I'm going to do it. And then the 10 seconds after that, do it again, right? You don't have to think about a whole day. I know. I've done. People around me are great. Let's go. One after another, after another, after another. And then it starts to fall. Not always right away, but always over time and always in direct proportion. Right? You can have everything in life you want if you help enough other people get everything they want. So the final topic of today's meeting is encouragement. Another word. Words. What does it all mean, man? Encouragement. Anybody got a definition for it? I don't really. I'm going to tell you what I think it means, but it's just, what's encouragement? Crickets. We all know the word, right? We know how to use the word in a sentence. We know, but when you stop and you think about, what is it exactly?
Boost people up,
Yeah.
Raise someone to be the best they can be.
Yeah.
support.
Oh yeah, babe. Yeah. Here's how I visualize encouragement when I'm trying to focus on my mindset and ways I can serve others. And you guys specifically. Throughout any given day, there are going to be a million different things that happen, of which you get to think about them however you want. Definition of attitude. So, as those things start to happen, there's going to be good, there's going to be bad. There's going to be energetic influences you may not even be aware are happening. And this stuff's going to be hitting you from all angles, right? Life can be tough. Encouragement is like energetic body armor. Remember the knights when they went and they jousted, or what was it? I guess the joust, right? Riding the horses, and they had armor on their body. Why? Why they have armor? Well, they could, protect themselves so they didn't die, right? So their bones didn't get busted, so they physically didn't get beat down. Well, encouragement is armor for our body to prevent us from getting beat down and broken energetically and emotionally. Now, there are people who don't necessarily need it. They're mentally tough. They understand the definition of the word attitude, and they think about what they think about. They move throughout their day. Encouragement is a tough thing to give yourself, right? It can be done, but it's not real easy to encourage yourself. At least not for me. I noticed myself not actively doing things encouraging, right? I believe in myself, so I go and I do. But I'm like, man, every once in a while someone will say, Andrew, you're really awesome at that, or you do really good at this. And I don't want to be arrogant and say I know that already, because that's not the case. But in my mind, I do know that. I know I am good, but the fact they're saying it makes me confirm it with me. And okay, it's a little bit of body armor. That's difficult to give yourself. So if we know encouragement is important to protect us from all of the blah, so that we can focus on the things that we want to focus on, whether it be growth, making money, whatever it is. But it's tough to give ourselves something necessary but difficult to give ourselves. Then how do we get it?
Give it to
Each other. Together. Team. We give it to each other. We help ourselves by helping someone else, right? We add value by encouraging somebody else to be great. When you guys are interacting simply on Slack saying great job to each other, it's huge. It's huge. And veterans, when Ann or Ansel get a great job from Nelson, you might not understand Nelson because you don't realize, right? You know you're great. But you don't realize the impact that you just had on somebody else's day. Woo. Angela says, great job. Ooh, all right. They see, yay, right? Another one. Claire, you're a veteran now. You feel like a veteran?
Getting there.
Right? And I mentioned when you were in training, a couple weeks from now, people that come in, they're not going to know if you started 2 years ago or 2 days ago. And they're going to look to you, just like anyone would look to anybody else who's great. But as the individual, as yourself, you might not feel like a veteran. I haven't been here that long. So maybe, I'm not saying I'm using that as an example, but maybe it prevents you from giving that outward encouragement because I'm not there yet. These guys are, doesn't matter. Encourage somebody. And there's a billion different ways to do it. But when we all do it together, not just through Slack, I use that as an example, right? But as we do it in whatever way we do it, praise, compliment, story, hello, whatever, it builds energy. As a team, when the energy starts to build, now it's not just armor over our bodies protecting us from adverse whatever. Now it's armor over our whole community, right? It's a blanket that covers all of us. What does that do? That allows an individual who may not be where they want to be today to not carry everything on their own shoulders. Maybe they give in a little bit, but everyone else has their back. Everyone else has built the wall of encouragement. So that person who falls short today, guess what? We got you. We got you. Get back after it. Nothing bad's going to happen. You're protected. And you're going to know that when that day comes for you, the same thing is going to happen. Whoo, right? I'm free. I'm free to move. I don't have to be looking over my shoulder, my back, or thinking about whatever, because together we have this space that we can thrive in. And I'll give you an example. This is as an above, so below thing, but that's a mini collective that energy and synergy can get created on, causing us to have ideas we normally wouldn't have by ourselves, right? The creativeness and the creation that happens in there is the untangible thing that is difficult to have a meeting about and talk about. You got to believe, right? You got to believe in yourself, and then you got to believe in what you can do for others to create that. And then a bunch of us all have to do it at the same time. And then we got to hold it. And then great things happen. You ever go to sporting event? Anybody? Like a real packed sporting event? Basketball is a great example of it because you're in an arena and it's kind of packed in. Hockey is a great example of it. But when everybody is there cheering and rooting for the same thing, the same team, in unison, you guys know what I'm talking about, right? You ever feel that before? That is the tangible example of what I'm talking about right now. And when that happens, athletes or whoever do things they normally couldn't do. And it's not just because of them. It's why there's a thing called home court advantage, home field advantage. Because you're playing at home and there's all of these people thinking and wanting and feeling the same thing.
I never thought about that.
And it's you. I'll give you one on the other side of the spectrum. Ever walk into an airport? The moment you walk into the airport, what do you feel?
Yeah, pressure,
Excited.
stress.
I just felt great, and I just walked in, and whoa, right? Because again, the same exact thing as the sports arena, different energy. Everybody is, I gotta go, I gotta get here. I don't care about anybody else or anything else. Being nice, stopping and chatting, none of that shit. I gotta go, I gotta go, I gotta go. And they're angry, they're upset, they're anxious. Not always angry and upset, but there's a collective vibe that is the same as in the same thing I'm talking about right here on a smaller level. And lastly, I'll give you one for that's even wider of a blanket. Hurricane's coming. Hurricane's coming across the water. It's getting close to Florida. All of a sudden, every news channel talking about the same thing. Every Home Depot full of people doing the same thing. Everybody is putting out that energy of concern, fear, whatever. And you can feel it. It's like everything shuts down. And you don't even have to, and if you tapped in or tuned in at all, you don't even really have to watch the news or any of that stuff. You don't, shit is going on. Oh, a hurricane must be coming, right? Collectively, this happens. Small scale, it happens. It could happen for good reasons. It could happen for bad reasons. But if we understand the why, the potential for what creating that atmosphere can be through encouraging each other to be great in any way we can, then there's no reason that we don't do it. The only thing that prevents us from doing it is not knowing it exists. And I think we all know it exists now. So then there's no reason to not do it. Right? Make sense?
So,
everyone today, find a thing, find a moment, find a time to go do something that encourages someone else. Maybe already do a bunch of stuff. Think of a new one to add to the repertoire. Yes? Guys, if you do that, you're gonna feel it in how much better of a day you have, which is gonna lead to you making more money, which is gonna lead to you accomplishing the things that you're here to accomplish, and all while having fun. That sounds nice. Work isn't real. It's where you decide to play. Decide to have fun, decide to play. A little bit of that childlike mentality, right? And play, because it is whatever you make it. And together, we can create an atmosphere where making it anything you want is even easier. Yes?
Yes.
If you got greatness in your heart,
Let it
out.
let it out. Let it out. Let's go.
Great job, Andrew Perkini, and Brian said good morning.
Oh, Brian Townsend, if you don't write 3 deals today, I'm sending Travis over to your house.
All right, you guys, be awesome.
Good stuff, brother. Thank you. That's great.
Thanks, sir.
No problem.